Season Showdown champion.
Congrats.
Really great series, dude. You guys fought hard. It's a shame we can't both go.
Yeah.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Perk's trying to run away. Ash to the live. Can Sven end the game? And yes, he can! Cloud9 takes down Team Liquid 3-1. Freak, this was such a fast series. Cloud9.
There are some things to work on there.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah.
During our C9 series, I felt like everything was off. Like the days also approaching before the series, I felt like something was off, and it didn't feel like what we're playing naturally.
I always expect to win, and I'm disappointed that it happened, but like I felt weirdly positive about the loss today. But like I think there's a couple of reasons. I didn't think we lost by playing with some like huge fundamental problem. I thought we made uncharacteristic mistakes that are fixable. And I've also seen after some of our worst weeks of scrims or after some of our worst weeks of LCS when we went 1 and 2, that's where we made the most improvement and grew the most as a team. But I think there's a world where this makes us better and increases our chances of winning the split. Like if we do everything right, we improve, we'll get more comfortable on stage than Cloud9, and I think we can just play better and still win the split.
Lucas? Perfect. All good. So today I'm going to be taking Santorin not too far away from here to get IV therapy, which is recommended by Steve to try and help with the migraines and like nauseous that he's been feeling. He's been feeling a bit sick for the past week actually, so I can imagine that the team's probably really hoping that they can go forward and play with Santorin, as that's what we've been practicing for this entire season. But Amir has been practicing with the team, so they're getting a little bit more comfortable with the situation that's ahead of them.
Did you get a shot yet?
I'm gonna get it at 2.
Well, I thought you said, is it just a magnesium shot he's getting? Or what?
Yeah, it's like IV shot for migraines.
It was on a day-to-day basis that we discussed whether or not is Samir gonna play or is Lucas playing, and in the end it was the only logical decision that Lucas was not gonna play in the weekend.
My roommate came in and was like, "Oh, Jad is calling you or something." I was like, "Wait, what?" They talked to me later and were like, "There's actually a high chance you might play the actual game," because I was like, "Oh, I'm assuming like he'll be ready to play." Like it's obviously rare that someone gets that sick. But yeah, the day before they ended up saying it's actually very high chance, and then it ended up happening.
What was interesting actually is we had been scheduled to scrim our academy team on the Thursday. So not only did we need to like steal the jungler from the academy team, we then needed to find a new team to scrim. So we ended up scrimming an amateur team on really short notice.
How are scrims going so far?
I mean, we haven't lost yet.
That's good.
We might lose this one. Right. We're 6-0, but like again, we're not scrimming.
What team are we scrimming?
Yeah, right now we're scrimming 100 Thieves Academy.
Yeah. And the team yesterday?
Barrage.
Who is that?
It's an amateur team. But they're pretty good.
Okay. Cool. Well, at least it's good confidence.
Right? Literally at this point, what we do in the next couple of days, like as long as we can end in like a good mental state, that's the most important thing.
It's on now.
It's on now.
You're driving.
I'm driving and vlogging at the same time.
That's up.
Here, take the camera. Start vlogging.
Start vlogging.
Start interviewing for JJ.
Okay.
You're an actual camera person, Eddie.
Oh, what?
You got it down.
Yeah, look more with the grip on it. Look at Albert just knocked out with his tongue out.
He actually knocked out with his tongue out. That's the first.
Let's get on mayonnaise.
Let's vlog John's haircut before and after.
That's what the fans want to see.
Where are we going, Edward?
Going to Joe's house.
Joe? Which Joe?
Joe Mama's.
You could actually see the Griffith.
The what?
The Griffith Observatory.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what observatory is.
Have you seen La La Land?
No.
Nice. The Honda MVP
Award goes to
Alfari Robert. Alright, you guys can go.
I'm taking the camera with me. Yeah, I was given this camera by Dodo.
Oh my god. Who are you?
So you're vlogging too.
Who are you?
Vlogging.
And why are you filming me?
In secret, they don't know. They totally don't see the camera pointing at them.
Dude, we just have 3 cameras with us, right? So many
Documentary.
paparazzis around here.
Guys, it's only for you. I think it'll be exciting, even though there's no crowd. I've been used to that personally throughout my career so far, like since mine basically started when COVID started too. Even playing on the world stage was really fun, even though there's no crowd. I assume it will be really fun, regardless, to be able to see like the opposing players in person too. It's just, it hits diff, that's all.
I was like, fine. He's nearly retired right now. He can't play.
I actually forgot the feeling of like playing on stage and preparing for stage because it's been a year. Just the remote setup. It didn't feel like we were playing a match. It just kind of felt like we were just watching a scrim game again.
The fact that you go on the stage kind of sets the atmosphere. I think mostly for the guys, it's just gonna be a lot of fun getting out there a little bit. I've been there as a player, but I haven't been there as a coach. So I'm excited to see. Maybe when you go on that stage and you start drafting, you just can't remember anything, and then you just draft like garbage. But let's see what happens. It's gonna be fun.
There, I think that's something you can think about against their ball game.
When's the last time you had your haircut?
Probably like 8 months maybe?
How long have you been homeless for, sir?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Is getting haircuts a new thing for you? It's pretty new. It's not in my job description, but...
I trust it. I've seen good work.
Welcome to my barbershop, sir. Imagine you play tomorrow, you get to play the series.
That would be, that'd be impressive. As long as I win, it would be quite funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Just more fun to speak of.
Yeah. I would just want to play and just win. I mean, if we actually manage to win, well, like tomorrow is very winnable. Not that the next day isn't, but like, I think TSM is way worse than C9 personally. So, like tomorrow, I don't think will be that hard.
How's the haircut? Look at this handsome man. Yeah. It actually looks so much better. Okay, cool. I think there was a lot of existing synergy within how John works with the rest of the team. For one, I mean, it's no surprise to people out there, but Jungle Champion Pool is not super diverse right now. So Lucas and John could share exactly the same champion pool, so we could plug him in that way. He'd also played with our team before in the lock-in tournament. He gets on really well with Tactical. They've been teammates before, both spending time on TSM Academy, both spending time on Team Liquid Academy. So they have that kind of pre-built synergy.
It's very tough to get a new player into the team. That's why you see very little rotations between players on any team in the world. But the guys play the game so much that if you just go into it and play the game naturally, the way you would play it as if it was any other game, some things will work. So we told John, if you go into the game and play your game, we will beat them.
Oh my god.
You did a good job.
He's 1v9. That's pretty impressive. That really is, considering what it was.
That'll be
That's actually crazy.
$200.
That's like a $200 one, yeah.
Okay, guys, let's take a picture really quick and let's go.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Good luck today.
Alright, let's go. Thank you.
Oh! Logo again.
Never seen someone so excited to have a camera.
So the boot is open, by the way. The boot is open.
The trunk.
The boot? That's what it's called. What are you guys laughing at? You're calling it what it's called.
The boot is open, guys. The boot is open. AKA the trunk.
Americans, man.
Americans. You've never been to the LCS studio, right, Barney?
Oh, I've been to the LCS studio.
Oh, you have? When?
With rivals. Yeah, I was actually at the LCS studios before you were, bro.
Wait, no, I was there. I went there sometime during middle high school, actually. So that's a lie.
You went there as a fan.
Yeah, exactly. I remember we were in line to get the concession stand thing, and I saw a Kiwi kid there.
Oh my god, this is early.
This is early days. Now that's you, Eddie.
Now it's me?
Yeah, like after COVID, that's gonna be you. You're gonna have like, in 10 years time, there's gonna be someone else saying, yeah, and I was there with Tactical, he was there in the stand.
I'm not that cool. No one likes me. Not a single person likes me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mid Season Showdown delivered by Grubhub. We are thrilled to be back in the studio for the rematch between TSM and Team Liquid here in our lower bracket.
Okay, I actually need food now. Right now.
Did you eat breakfast?
Nope.
Alright, let's go find food.
Do you think it's annoying to play against the Thresh?
As Nocturne?
It's a flip, right?
I just haven't played enough games. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen when I ult. Like that's the hardest part. Like I don't know if he's gonna get lanterned as I'm ulting, and then I have to team fight like that, or he's gonna like get after. You know, as Nocturne, if you ever mess up, you can always stride breaker out of your ult.
Yeah.
It's a battle, but still.
Who's this?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Acai bowl.
Nothing too heavy so far.
Yeah.
Classic surprise. Not too much though.
Yeah.
And it's cold.
And what?
It's not warm.
Oh, they're cold? Okay. That's a waste of calories right there.
Salmon coma. I think the LCS is somewhat weaker than the other major regions.
That's a controversial opinion.
How dare he?
How dare you?
We're gonna go fucking outside and prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go, guys.
Let's roll. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Do I just leave my phone here?
Yeah.
Phone,
Take your
key.
ears, leave your phone here.
Do I have to bring badge?
Yeah.
How's usually your nervousness level?
It's usually pretty high at the start, and then like you kind of forget about it.
Okay.
So like when you're clearing, but like
Yeah.
once you get the first clear over,
Yeah.
it's like
It's okay.
It's
Yeah.
annoying when there's like a fight at level 1 or something, because it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. If you feel like before the game that it's if it's too much, then just do some briefing exercise. Okay, so trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Because your instincts are super good. So for example, the last 2 days, one thing I really like is like whenever you say, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. When you do that, the team will rally around you, and then they will play to you.
Yeah.
So just make sure you do that, stay calm in the game, and then I think we will just beat them.
Yeah.
We are thrilled to be back in the studio for the rematch between TSM and Team Liquid here in our lower bracket finals. You need to go onto that stage with poise.
Yes.
You need to perform under pressure.
I'm back here and I'm back home. Stand Backed up like backbone, I'm beast mode, I'm so strong. Go hard or go on. No stopping, I can't stop. I will not lose. I'ma always win. Now let the games begin now. I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game, I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues, I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh, I'm so raw.
Vision, Smite, nice pickup there by Tactical. Now the fight continues, huge! Meganar, Alfari, 1v9 in this game, finds the first 2 kills, and it's gonna be the third, it's gonna be the fourth, and TSM stood no chance. Team Liquid with the Bud Light Ace, the Dragon Soul, and the push towards the base.
Well, despite missing Santorin, Team Liquid are staying strong in this best-of-5 fight for their playoff lives.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise. I'm top tier, I'm that guy. I'm the man of the year. I'm a man with no fear. I think like I'm a shark. The way I move so sharp.
Hey, they pop it. Hard engage. Record today finds 3 timbers over the top. The backline engage is not yet a kill, but they find 1. They find 2. And TL are just wiping the floor with TSM. And from an impossible position, Team Liquid pull the comeback and take game 2 over TSM. No more dreaming. Looking for the 3-1 victory. Team Liquid, they want to close that door quick.
I'm so fresh, I'm so raw. Go hard like a day. It's game time like game day.
Oh, let's go! What a shot!
Game time like game day.
Another snipe!
Now let the games begin. Now let the games begin. I'ma always win.
You gotta be kidding me! I almost got credit for it! It's an execution! Team Liquid, a slaughter! An absolute slaughter in game 4.
I'm like 1 down. I've lost like 10 games. This is my first ever win on Summer.
What's up, buddy? Congratulations.
Oh, my ears.
Oh shit, so really doing nice. Woo! Thank you, well done.
Really quick, guys. We weren't putting pressure on ourselves before today, but the circumstances were actually pretty extreme, right? Like, we lost our starting jungler a day and a half before a playoff series, but I'm really proud of how much everybody stepped up. We trusted John trusted the team, and we were able to play, especially in this last game, like some of the best league we've played all year. So let's just keep this shit up, and we can beat C9 tomorrow. Like, especially with the way game 1 went, with the tech setup and the wind and all that stuff, we know C9 is going to be a little off in game 1. So I think we can hit them hard, and I think we can take them down.
It's true. It's actually like it's actually nice to have like this extra day of playing on stage.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm feeling good. You guys should feel good. You should feel proud of yourselves, and let's maintain our energy for tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, let's go back home. Let's pack up.
Oh yeah. When I was watching the game, the only thing I cared about, like, please, let's win with Sion. My biggest accomplishment
as a coach.
As a coach, I made Barney win with Sion.
Already got the Sion win.
I'm playing at C9 in Ultras Finals. Yeah, for not very unexpected for me. The stakes, I mean, it's making MSI for Santorin, you know? So if I win, it's pretty sick because I got him to MSI. So yeah, I'm hoping I can win.
What do you think about your opponent, Cloud9, today?
I think they're pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. That being said, last time I faced Blabber with Tactical, it was a free win, so it should be fun. Here.
John, do you have your badge, right? I don't have your badge.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, maybe. The wings.
Those wings. Hey, Jens, can you look left real quick?
No, I can't.
Why? It just doesn't work? Oh, okay. That's going in the video. Does he look up? Does he look in front of you? Jensen.
I can't really record Barney as easily anymore. Because I don't know if if I'm getting you.
I don't know either.
Oh wow, up close, huh? Alright, call you the cameraman now.
Yeah, I can see Barney's face.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, good.
Good?
Perfect.
We're now just moments away from Champion Select for Game 1 with Cloud9 versus Team Liquid in what I'm hoping is going to be 5 games to determine who is our champion. I love a best-of-5 series, Azael, because oftentimes we get to see teams take more risks. They want to experiment a little bit more, pull out some sort of a secret maneuver and see if it works.
And judging off what the analyst was talking about, it's going to take something special from Team Liquid. A lot of people are looking at Cloud9 as the favorites coming in here. Armeo having to step in for Santorin. He has some big shoes to fill. Yeah. One of the things that gives me some hope here for Team Liquid is their increased flexibility, not only with the addition of Alfari, who was monstrous yesterday against TSM, but also with a lot of these new picks that Jensen is coming out here with. And if there is a chance for them to take down Cloud9, it may come from surprises in the draft. It may come from draft advantages, things that Cloud9 really aren't expecting. And that is where I'm really looking for these Team Liquid solo laners to step up big time. I mean, Armeo has a monster job ahead of him today. He's got to go up against Blabber. We'll see if he is going to be up to that challenge. But thankfully for him, he's surrounded by so many veterans. He's got a world champion in the bot lane. We saw Tactical have a much better series yesterday.
And I just love the absolute caliber of players in every position across both teams in this game. Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summoner's Rift, and it is time for the grand finals.
He's top. Rudy is top.
We can just hit the wave together. Hit the wave.
I'm kind of low here.
You hold it? Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, Sleeper.
Oh, this is bad.
Anytime you think.
My bad.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Here you go here. Check.
Cloud9 have sufficiently dominated the early game.
Oh yeah.
Portal flash. Yeah, we are marking. Renegade ulted. He's half. This is good. Look what champion. Look what champion. Slowly. I rooted them. I combo down. Look what champion. Look what you do. Look what's here.
Backline. Watching. Backline.
See. Back 9.
Can you guys finish?
Back 9. Set up in the place. I'm
Help Necton.
Okay.
Yeah, help over Necton.
I'm helping Layton. Go to Baron after.
And Team Liquid brings it to life. I'd say the tables have turned, but we threw the damn table out the window onto the front lawn. Team Liquid, they're the ones in the driver's seat. Alfari tanks up everybody. It's Fudge to the back. It's Fudge gripping a kill onto Tactical. Oh, so many shutdowns coming out at Cloud9. Will destroy this fight. Team Liquid, only their front line remains. Alfari is mortal after all.
We should look fast. Go forward.
He's trolling.
Yeah. Going forward is good.
Watch me. Close.
Dead. Seraphine.
Look, connected.
Yeah, it's okay. Front back.
C9 just falls over. What an incredible back and forth the past 2 minutes of this game have been, Azael.
Yeah.
Look, connected.
Trying to apply the pressure into the back line with Core JJ being the first to die. Cloud9 go 1 for 0 here in this exchange, and now they're marching up towards the Baron pit. They're saying, all right, you want the Drake, you can have it, but we're going for Baron.
But that's Soul, so that's a pretty big deal there.
Play slow.
We
need a zone close to it. He's gonna finish Dollar.
Yeah. When Sion come back, I'm gonna go. Watch me. For the back. Back the banners. Layton first. Enemy jungle die.
I'm dead.
Elder 1 HP.
Can you look Elder? Nice.
Elder.
Killed Kaza.
Go flash.
The fight goes to Team Liquid, and the ace for Team Liquid.
That'll do it.
No. Early game, I'm trolling.
Don't worry about it. I should have called you strong.
No. I'm in thing. Don't worry.
I mean,
it's free win after this.
You want to talk about his Tristana jumps? Fine, but you better not be disrespecting the man's team fight prowess. The victory in Game 1, 20-19, 48 minutes in. TL started off with a win.
Okay. So better just wait. Yeah.
Let's just chill. Like, I actually want like a couple minutes of just silence, and then we'll start discussing. Really fucking good job.
Nice.
I think if they do surfing up, okay. You don't need to have that kind of level.
Yeah, just a couple minutes. Let's go down.
Breathe a little bit.
I'm a bit clumsy right now.
Just a couple minutes.
Take deep breath, guys. We go redemption at one point.
Yeah. All right, couple notes about this game. We know we made the comeback, but the first 5 minutes against this team is going to be very important. And we were definitely a little asleep, and we made some poor decisions in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. So, on the first clear, John, you need to be very vocal about what crab you're going to be able to go for, so the lanes can try and play accordingly. Yeah. If bot crab was just doomed, I just want you crossing straight away and taking it, or cheese ganking mid. The problem is I don't even know where he starts, so. I know, so it's a flip, so maybe you just gank mid, right? Yeah, but like it's just it doesn't matter where he starts. You just call where you go. And then after that, I thought Barney, you played mid to late game great. The early game calls for top lane. I think because of the top crab situation, I don't want John getting pulled up like that. Right? I need to make sure you're playing your game as much as possible.
I can. Actually, the problem was I didn't call him strongly enough first time. Okay. The first gank they do, they should not be able to do it.
Yeah. I need to know like.
And that's why the top situation is actually bad, because they flipped the gank and they actually worked for them.
Got it.
They literally know Heckram's top, and we went 2v2, and they just went for it anyway. So.
Yeah, right.
Fudge is out of mana. Yes, he has some corrupting potion charges, but Alfari's still sitting pretty at full health. Blabber has wrapped around behind though, and Alfari is going to be.
We can
have.
Oh, they are top.
I think I'm dead.
Maybe I can TP? No.
Not good? It's okay.
Fine.
Game in a row. It's Cloud9 getting first blood in the top lane.
Go top. We TP fight. They have no TP.
Yep.
No TP?
Can we ulti already? I'm TPing.
Okay. Look at Ori. Go Ori, okay?
Yeah, look at our position.
Play slow.
It's gonna be long fight.
Yeah, we kill Oriana, okay?
Yeah, long fight.
Finish. Go Ori.
Ori first, and then look Rakan.
Rakan.
CC comes down. Welcome to the League of Everfrost. Alfari grabs the first kill. Tactical takes the second.
Oh, they want Baron.
22 minutes into the game, Team Liquid dares Cloud9 to challenge them at Baron.
I will look the zone.
I will turn, okay?
Yep.
He's over the wall.
Just watch the flash now by Jensen. Oh, yeah, look. 80 stun. CC 10.
I'm finishing Baron, by the way. Come Baron if you guys can't kill him.
Oh. Yeah, go Nash.
Back to Nash.
Fudge is about to die, and Tactical ends up getting the kill. The Baron is taken low. The Baron is taken down. Team Liquid taking control of this game. Perk's gonna be in a really bad spot. Tactical takes him out. Armeo continuing the chase, and Blabber has to run. Fudge is not long for this world, and TL is loving that team fight.
They are so far ahead. 5,000 gold lead. And TL have everything they need to run away with this game.
I'm getting caught.
Yep. For now, Core JJ in a really bad spot. Flashing away, trying to stay alive. He pops his ulti defensively. He's trying to buy as much time as he can. The rest of the team will not arrive, and Cloud9 gets themselves a kill.
Be careful.
Ice behind.
Oh shit, it's bad.
No. Don't die.
I'm actually dead. Can you get wave? Unless you guys can help.
Push the mid wave.
Malphite ults. I gave a shutdown.
Looking back on game 2, it's definitely one of the games that probably stings more than the others, because that was likely our biggest gold lead at the time.
Cloud9, big fight, double kill over to Perks. Looking for even more. Team Liquid joins the party, only to be massacred.
Yeah, I mean, the game was basically a free win until we just got caught, we just died 3 people, back to back or something like that. And after that, they had a team fight comp, right? And we had a spread push comp, so it was kind of just impossible to play at that point.
The game reminded me of a scrim where one guy dies, which is core, and then I'm like, yo, Edward, do you think you can get red still? And then he ends up dying too, short of me baiting him, and then Jensen dies too, and then we just all give shutdowns away. And our comp, not the best in 5v5. We want to be in a winning position gold-wise, especially with Baron, which we literally had. So once we lost that situation, because of the shutdowns, I knew the game was going to be hard, realistically.
Another close game, a banger of a series so far, and Cloud9 tie it up.
Yeah, the first gank was the problem, because then I used flash and I still died, and then the sixth, and then I'm just 3B. I should never die the first gank, and I will not die in situation like this again. We should have been I say we should have doesn't matter, to be honest, but we were in a great position to close the game if we you know, if I would go back in time and change calls, then we would win. I'm sure anyone on the team feels the same. You know, it was like very straightforward actually how we closed this game. We just didn't make the right decision in the moment, which, you know, happens.
But guys, this game, we had it in the bag.
Yeah.
Okay? So, we go to the next game. This series is completely even. We actually, I think in most of the phases, we're playing better, we're calm in the game. Just bring it to the next game.
Yeah.
We have our Mayo now on the hunt, trying to get some intel on where Blabber is.
He's staying. He looked top lane.
Oh, they're already
top.
Oh my god.
Hit the target, and Blabber goes in with a spell shield 3 times in a row. It is first blood for Cloud9.
Okay, I'm coming. 10 minutes space.
I can't follow.
The mid has to base. The mid has to base. Watch this.
We're fighting.
Don't ulti. Even.
I can't follow.
He's dead. He's dead. Let me have kill. Yeah, we got the hero. Nice. Really good.
Game 3 was super tense. They brought out Nocturne, and we had Thresh, which you don't think of as a Nocturne counter, but Core definitely made it look like one, because every time they would Nocturne ult, he'd get Lantern, and Tactical would click that thing in an instant, and we survived so many Nocturne ults that way.
Too much. They're looking Oriana.
Beautiful shockwave on 3, but is it enough? Yes, it is!
Victor. Nice.
Only Kaiser.
It's good.
Kick Kaiser.
Yeah, I can chase. Go.
Yeah, kick Kaiser. GG.
How far he's got the auto attack, how far he's got the triple kill. Jensen Shockwave won game 3.
Next game. I'm just gonna flip it, literally fucking hit him. Because I knew every fight, like, I could only ever hit the route, so I was like, I have to fucking try it. So much of this game was just like snapshot memory, right? Like, as I was walking back to the room with Jensen, he was like, did my Shockwave even do anything in that last fight? Because people don't realize that you really can't see with Nocturnal. So he knew where they were, and he thought that they would be there, and he pressed it, and he ends up landing like the biggest Shockwave, even if you have full vision. But like Jensen did that blind, which I don't think he got enough credit for, but it was just an insane play.
Wait, this is the best Oriole actually.
You guys remember the?
Look,
Oh my god!
Look, it's Ven. He came out with field.
Where was Victor?
Dude, they actually got so hyped this fight.
But you guys call it like Victor. I'm like, what the f is he?
It's a flip, but what he's doing is he's skipping one camp. So like when his Krugs or Gromper on respawn, and you're trying to crash, because you're thinking he's going to clear those, you're going to crash and you're going to back, I think. But he's skipping that camp.
Oh, he just did it so fast that he already got it. Fuck. I thought I would be able to get there in time. It's fine. But I should be here.
But it's fine.
When you get
We're stable afterwards.
Yeah. Last game, first death was my fault, and first game, it was just a pure flip, to be honest.
But no
matter what happens.
Yeah, no, we win anyway.
Your head is in the right place. What will happen in the game is that their jungler is gonna think like, I need to gank and actually kill people to win the game.
Yeah.
And I want John to just keep playing for tempo. And then we
avoid the ganks, play for tempo, let him in.
If we just respect ganks, we will just get ahead. Just keep calm. Like, keep a calm mind.
They're shaking.
The only one on their side that is gonna feel like, oh, I'm 1-2 down, perks, haha. This is my comfort zone.
It's different.
But
it's different.
The other ones are gonna be sweating, okay?
Yeah.
Let's run back game 4 from yesterday.
Run it back, a quick 20-minute.
Yeah, hopefully they do Dragon and get Ace.
Oh no, I left my hot pack.
I am down for game 4.
Can I have a hot pack?
You mean the perfect game?
You want?
I got one.
I'm down for that.
Ready?
Let's get this win for Lucas.
Yeah, it's a best of 1.
I think so. He's basing and looking for TP.
You can live, I think.
Oh, okay. That's
I'll
fine.
TP back.
Yeah. Even better.
It's good.
Front back now.
Hack him.
Front back now.
Help Victor.
I'm okay. I kill Hackram. We kill Hackram.
Can we go forward?
Look light. Can we keep going? Dragon.
Maybe hard.
Watch the cooldowns.
Watch Joey. So he's
I guess E-flash, careful guys.
I'll put a W here.
When you're a competitor, the feeling is always going to be that you had it. You're never going to want to admit that you got outplayed, especially in the moment, or outdrafted. A couple fights in game 4 where I felt like, one skill shot goes differently, we can win it there. Like, ultimately it didn't though. So upon rewatching, you're just going to have to kind of live with it. There were moments where you feel like you you have it, but that's just not how it goes sometimes.
Tactical under pressure here yet again. Vulcan going after him, looking to find the kill, and he's got it. Tactical is down. Core JJ is down. Ladies and gentlemen, do you like League of Legends? Because we're going to Game 5.
Whenever we lose, I always think that we could have done something better. As much as we are working in between the games to figure out what direction we want to go into the next game, there's going to be people on the other side of the rift in the coaching staff. I've seen I'm working their asses off to figure out like if the drafts are going well, are we failing something strategically. So it's a hectic day, pumping up the people to play some League of Legends.
Oh, they're top. Oh, the top, also top. Oh, it's a lane swap. It's okay.
Okay.
How should we do this? I think we just deny for now.
Can you check their jungle rel?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is pretty fucking ballsy though. That's not a bad strat.
Cloud9 just lane swapped on finals match point, coordinating that with a level 1 Sion execute. Like, this is just insane.
Perkz comes over the wall. He goes for the E. He goes for the damage. He goes all the way.
I go. Yeah. I have nothing. Have to counter Silas. Silas is on me. Here, Blissey. 1 HP. Oh, cross. I'm probably dead. Just run, just get out. Cross.
Cloud9 are not messing around here. They are trying to win this game right at 20 minutes.
They're coming. Kite down.
Oh, we lost.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
It's GG.
Nice try.
Congrats.
I'm really very serious, dude. You guys fucking fought hard. It's a shame we can't both go. Yeah.
I mean, after Game 5 draft, my influence on the outcome is done. There's no more reviews, there's no more draft prep, there's no more talking about how we should rotate to Rift Herald or how we should play out early game. You just kind of watch. So there's like a sense of relief there. But then after the game, any way I can help to be emotional support for the team is an obligation. And sometimes there is literally nothing to say. Knowing what the energy of the room is like, we were obviously crushed. Didn't expect to lose like that, right, going into the weekend. Then it's just a matter of, I think, giving it some time, feeling when people are like ready to start having some conversation, and then you start having that conversation. I hate, like, this is not the time that you guys are going to be able to hear this in like a good way, but having 2 months before our next stage game, I think is going to be really good for our team. Getting some time to fix our habits is going to be really important. And we put up a fucking like great run from Lucy's bracket. Yeah. But it sucks. I thought Armeo played really well this weekend. He came in to a really difficult environment where the community was ready. Like, they were just ready to blame him for the loss, right? If we lose in any way, and it's anyone else's fault, it's still gonna be his fault because he's not the starter, right? So there's gonna be that additional pressure that can maybe call at you from the side, but he kind of locked all that out. I think he played well, but I also think the teammates played really well around him. And we just looked like a completely cohesive team, even though we had been playing with him for 7 scrims. Jensen had a really good weekend. He was just super locked in. You know, people talk a lot about like mid-jungle synergy. He was incredible at finding that very quickly with our Mayo. But more so, I think just like his laning and overall team fighting, he eliminated a lot of the mistakes while still pumping out like huge amounts of damage. Jensen, I think, is at times an inconsistent player, but when he has series like that, you remember like why he's Jensen. I mean, Core is the rock of the team. He, in moments of high pressure, is always able to find a window back into the game or a critical engage for us. So he was Core this weekend. Pretty great performance. Eddie is the type of carry who puts himself in threat range because he is confident that he will be able to outplay it. And because of that, he dishes out more damage and threat than almost any other carry in the league when he's completely locked in. Sometimes it's punished, sometimes it's not. We're not going to be in a case where we tell him to be a full backline AD carry and just not die, because then he's never going to be he's never going to be in positions where we're about to win. So I think Eddie actually played pretty well, even if he did get caught like a few times in that game 4. I think he's going to grow from it and be even better, but I don't think he's going to back down. Alfari definitely, I think, is taking the loss extremely hard. He really, really wants to win. But what I will say is that Barney does a lot more than people realize in setting the tone of our team in the mid game. I would kind of say like Core and Alfari are the 2 engines that drive our team. Experiencing League for longer and longer, I've kind of learned that one dominant like primary shot caller can work in bursts, but it's never going to be a long-term consistent thing. And I think Barney has really emerged as like the secondary leader in our games, and that's been really helpful. There were several moments where, even though Barney was the one getting killed early or possibly being set behind, he still had a vision for how the game would work. And that's really rare for players. So yeah, by no means do I blame Barney for the loss or anything, even though I'm sure he's blaming himself right now. But I know he will come back stronger. And even in the series, I thought he was playing well.
What I'm most proud of over the weekend is not so much the play itself or the result itself. It's more about how, when we knew that going into the weekend, we will play with John and not Lucas, the team rallied behind John and gave him confidence to be able to perform. And that gives me a lot of faith that this team is special.
I really appreciate that everyone supporting us. I'm still proud that we played well. As a pro player, you always wanna exceed your expectation. Even though people expected us to not win the spring split, it still hurts us. No matter what expectation, I wanted to win. I believe tactical will be stronger, even worse probably in the future.
I felt like during the C9 series, I was able to be more forgiving of myself. I was able to just focus, literally quiet focus only on what was in front of me. Just really nice to remember this feeling. Hopefully I can make a stronger appearance for myself.
The messages, just overall messages on Twitter, have been super nice. Usually I do not get the positive messaging, so I appreciate it. I would have preferred to actually win and play a bit better, but it does feel good not to completely run it down, and at least we were able to win against TSM and stuff. But thanks to the fans supporting TLCS, regardless of the weird situation, we appreciate it.
I mean, you can only go up from here, right? We were pretty close, and I think we'll be more prepared for summer.
Looking forward to playing them in playoffs and, beating them and getting first. I'm assuming they're going to be worse and that we'll be better, but I don't know, we have to wait to see.